Hi, thank you for your interest in the ALU Union Network. Here at American Laborers United, we understand the importance of unions and how they're an integral part of the local community. In this video, we'll be talking about the general views that people have towards unionization, how union numbers have dropped, strength in numbers, and how we can be a little more progressive with an agenda of maintaining unified strength through reaching out to the community, and how ALU is making that process much easier for you. This network was founded on the philosophy of providing free information, news, and resources to all union members and their families. We are now preparing to launch a network of hundreds, if not thousands, of businesses in your local area who will be willing to offer special savings and discounts to all union members and their families, just sort of recognizing you as the core workers of our country. We partner with union yes as opposed to union no companies who will offer the highest quality of services at the best rates. We also do our homework on every one of these companies so that you don't have to. So now let's get into why there's a need for the services that we provide and what the problems really are. Again, union numbers are falling. Last year, unions lost 10% of their members in private sectors, the biggest drop in 25 years. Now, unions represent only a little more than 12% of the country's workers, where just 20 years ago, 20% of all workers were unionized. So a little later in this segment, we're going to address some ways that we can help organized labor to add significantly to its numbers. Another reason there's a need, changes in the economy and workforce demographics. There have been shifts in the American job market from the stagnant manufacturing sector to an expanding service sector and the creation of many new white-collar and technical occupations, which have also presented challenges to union organization. So we'll also look at the need to regain touch and adapt to the current working market. How about global competition and deregulation in traditionally unionized industries, not only domestically, but also from abroad? Economic globalization has resulted in large-scale layoffs and growing economic insecurity for workers, particularly in these historically unionized industries. This has limited union efforts to raise their members' wages and benefits. For example, trucking deregulation hit the Teamsters union hard because competition meant that trucking firms could no longer keep their prices high enough to support the Teamsters wage premiums. The new competitive labor market freed non-union truckers from the roadblocks that they faced in getting jobs. In the 7 years since trucking deregulation began taking its toll, the share of truckers who belonged to unions fell by more than half to 28%. Now, although there's not a lot we can do to stop federal deregulation or economic globalization for that matter, we can provide a shoulder to lean on for workers who have experienced such layoffs and have felt the effects of growing economic insecurity. They can know that they have the support of the local community and recognition from fellow union advocates. And we'll get into what we do to support that. When it comes to regaining touch with today's workers, we first need to realize younger workers need unions as much as unions need them. Generally speaking, younger workers have little knowledge of and don't particularly care about unions. Never have the nation's younger workers been more in need of unionization, and never have unions been more in need of the membership growth that recruiting young workers can bring them. Unions are hoping to attract some of these younger workers, with recent academic studies showing that unionized workers invariably do better than their non-union counterparts when they retire, but also in virtually all other ways. These studies show the average wage of a unionized worker is about $15 an hour, more than 12%, or roughly $1.75 more than non-union workers the same age. 40% of unionized workers had employer-financed health care, while only 20% of those outside of unions had such a benefit. Other new studies indicate that the economic situation for younger workers is worsening, and that well over half of those workers now say they hope to avoid just that by unionizing. Joining a union would not only help them improve their own status and help reverse what's been a steady decline in union strength, it also would bring new strength to union efforts in behalf of important social, economic, and political reforms. In an earlier era, non-wage compensation was referred to as fringe benefits. However, Items such as adequate health insurance, secure retirement pension, and sufficient and flexible paid leave to manage work and family life are no longer considered fringe components of pay packages. Therefore, the union impact on benefits is much more critical to the lives of workers now than it was in the past. The services we provide, from union news and information to discounts on everything from attorneys to restaurants and everything in between, would be an extremely valuable addition to your fringe benefits with no effort, risk, or cost to unions or their members. There is no risk because there is no sign-up or enrollment, and there are no fees to access the service or join. We also ensure only the highest level of services for their hard-earned dollars. If at any time a union member is dissatisfied with the services or does not receive their promised discount that they were offered, they will be provided with a toll-free hotline to call. ALU acts as a mediator between both parties. Merchants will have between 30 and 60 days to resolve any of these discrepancies, while ALU reserves the right to take their listing down as a service provider if they do not meet these qualifications. Another way we're able to help is by creating a stronger union presence online. We have a very strong focus on researching commonly used union search terms and also utilizing key search engine technologies. Plus our commitment to social network marketing with things like Facebook, Twitter, constant contact email campaigns, and even direct promotion on our site and targeted emails and newsletters. This will especially contribute to an online presence for those unions who may have dated websites or may not even have websites at all. All unions have the ability to add their union and their union's information to our local resource pages online. The way we'll help union growth, boosting union awareness in the community. By promoting this vast resource center to union members, you will be providing increased value to workers and also to potential recruits. Also, because we partner with and have contracts with most every Fortune 500 company out there, we're able to draw attention by offering these discounts on companies that people want to work with or want to use anyway. ALU's mission is to improve the lives and economic well-being of union members as well as their loved ones, and also to create relationships to build a stronger community for tomorrow. When you take advantage of the savings that are available through ALUUnionNetwork.com, you will be helping your local area merchants contribute to the infrastructure of the local economy and keeping your hard-earned dollars in your community to help with local schools, roads, and other community-based programs. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit about what we do and how and why we're trying to help unions and their members in the local areas. Please remember to visit us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And remember, check back at ALUUnionNetwork.com for union news, information, and resources that are updated minute by minute, as well as discounts available in your area.